Hello, leaders. Happy Monday, y'all. Let's see if I can get my hair to not look like a crazy person for 2 seconds. Y'all know I'm going to be messing with it. How's everybody doing? Hey, Tina. Hopefully everyone was able to tag their teamies. Hey, Tammy. And yeah. Hey, Paige. So I am going to wait. Hey, Destiny. Hey, Maggie. Maggie, you said replay, but I'm on right now. Hey, Brittany. All right. I'm going to wait a minute or so. And then I'm going to get started. So I hope everybody is having a fantastic evening. Start to your evening. If y'all caught my live earlier, I am just blown away by you guys. You guys are insane. Literally, I can't keep up. Still trying to, wrap my head around it. I don't think I've done that yet. Hey, Desi. But if you guys saw my post from earlier, yeah, my hair, we're not. If you saw my post from earlier, I was talking about the difference in numbers from last year, this month, and this month, this year. So it is, it's just amazing to me, that, 365 days can make such a difference, but it can. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about what I've done and what I've intentionally done to get to this point. So I'm going to wait, let's see, it's 6:33. I'm going to wait about 30 more seconds, then I'm going to get started. And I'm by no means, you guys know me, I am by no means bragging. I am by no means coming to you guys and saying that I have all of the answers, because that's definitely not my intention. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So if you guys recall, and this will be recorded, this is going to be on YouTube. So if you miss it, you can replay it in here, but this is also going to be for people who are catching it on YouTube and in different groups. So, I made a post earlier, and, I'm going to be posting the income disclosure statement with this video. However, I did a post, and I'm going to pull it up on my workstation right now. And it was comparing my reporting tab from March 2020, when the world was ending, what we knew, and comparing it to right now. Today is the 29th. We have 2 more full days left of March. But there is some significant growth. I am just going to state it right now. I'm not going to show my screen. Hey, Shayna. So March 2020, my computer is not loading. Internet has hated me all today. Okay, so March 2020, these were my stats, okay? So I ended the month, the whole entire month at PRV was 1,116. My TWV and my GWV were the same. I was a star director, but both of my directors were in the queue, so they did not count towards my numbers. So my GWV and TWV was the same. It was at 21,668. My group and team were the same. Like I said, I had 2 directors in DQ. It was 84. And my active frontline was 16. And I did not have my first gen directors paid at title. So it was at 0. Okay. Fast forward to this month. Like I said, we have 2 full days left of the month. And I'm repeating this, I am not by any means sharing this information with you guys because I want to brag or say that I am like better than anything, whatever. You know, I'm human. I'm a full-time teacher. I just want to share this information with you guys because it's possible, and I want you guys to know that. So my PRV right now with 2 full days left. PRV is 2,319. My TWV is 18,156. My GWV is 143,512. My group is 471. My team is 73. Active frontline 17. First gen directors are 4. Okay. That is not showing that now we have 2-star directors underneath Feet to Faith. We have multiple directors blossoming, so many promotions going on. Okay. So what has happened in this past year? Okay. I remember sitting at, reunions I've been to, sitting at events that I've been to and being like, what are these people doing? And how are they so successful? I remember back when I joined and I made a statement and I was like, I'm going to take over Wilmington. Okay. I remember having it in my head that I wanted this thing called Scentsy to be something for me. I wanted what Chloe had. If you guys don't know, Chloe has been a friend of mine since college. We met at ECU, and we were in the same life group, went to the same church, and we reconnected after college. And I remember how many times she asked me to join, and I was just a customer of hers forever. And then something clicked when I needed money one summer, and I was like, you know what? I want what she has. I want to travel the world. I want to be able to not say no to things. And that was my biggest thing. What did I need to do to get there? Okay. And there's been so many times where I've been like, it's not working for me. Why is this not successful? What am I doing wrong? Why am I, why are some months just so slow? Why won't anybody join my team? Why does nobody want to have a party? Okay. I still have those thoughts to this day, but the difference is I don't give up. Okay. Next month is going to be 5 years that I've been with Scentsy. I joined April 15th, 2016. Okay. And the biggest thing that happened between last year and this year is that I changed the way that I worked my business. I completely changed the way that I work my business. So I have written down, I thought about this earlier, 10 things that I have implemented successfully and consistently over the past year. Okay. And I want to share these with you guys because there's one thing that I really hold on to with success is that you need to do what the successful people are doing to see success in your own business. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Now, I'm not saying, if you listen to trainings from me before, I'm not saying that you need to copy and not saying that you need to, literally take a carbon copy of whatever I do and do the exact same thing. I'm not saying that you need to look at Chloe or Ray Ray or Katie Lassiter. I'm not saying that you need to take exactly what they're doing and do it yourself, but you need to make it you. But if a system is working that has been shared with you in a training, try it. You don't know if it's going to work for you unless you try it. I'm not a technology person. I have tried the technology ways. Completely. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me, and I always go back to this, okay? That's what works for me, and there's nothing wrong with it. My follow-up system is paper pencil. That might not work for you. You might do AMI. I still don't know how to say that correctly. That might work for you, but it doesn't work for me. Okay. There's so many different things that might work for somebody else, but might not work for you, but you won't know if you don't try. Okay. So I'm going to specifically dive in to what I have successfully done over the past year to see those numbers increase. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. Data doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. Okay, I tell you guys this all the time if you're on my team. The numbers don't lie. Okay, you can sit there and tell me you're doing all the things, but if I pull up Workstation, I pull up the reporting tab, and I see that you're at 100 PRV. No, you're not having parties. You're not having joint conversations. You're not doing any of those things. Okay, put your money where your mouth is. You need to be working. If you want to see success and you want to do what the successful people are doing, you need to do what they're doing. You need to replicate it, and you need to make it your own. Another thing that I learned from Chloe over the past year, whatever you're doing needs to be replicatable. If I'm saying that correct. It doesn't need to be hard. The systems that you do need to be able to happen, for your directors and the directors underneath them and the directors underneath them. It needs to trickle down. It needs to be something that is very duplicatable and easy. That's the word I was looking for, duplicatable. It needs to be something that's easy, that you are going to be able to do with a team of 100, a team of 200, a group of 2,000, okay? I'm not there, so I can't speak to that yet, but I'm saying you need to do the things that the successful people are doing, and you need to make it work for you to where you're able to do it, okay? I am by no means, this is something that's an example of what you're not going to do. You are not going to spend $200 on somebody who is hitting a promotion. You're not going to, tell them that you're going to give them a $150 gift card if they promote. We're not doing that. That's not duplicatable. That's not something that's even smart business. But what you can do is cheer your team on from the very beginning and then move from there, okay? And spoil them whenever it's necessary, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so number one thing I changed, the biggest thing that changed, it is not about me. I stopped thinking about what is in it for me. Completely stopped thinking about it. Stop thinking about what's going to happen when you hit director, what's going to happen when you hit star director, what's going to happen when you hit superstar director. It's not about you. When you hit leadership, it is about the people on your team. It is about you leading them and you training them to hit their goals and their dreams. You have leadership obligations. If you don't want to be a leader and you don't want to lead your team, stop sponsoring. It's your job as a leader to pour into them. It's not your job to hold their hand, but it is your job to train them. It is your job to point them in the right direction. It is your job to help them learn how to be their own boss. Okay? Since he gives a lot of stuff, but you as their sponsor have to lead them. Like I said, I haven't said this a lot before, but if you are sponsoring and you have no intention of leading them or training them or helping them with anything, then you need to take a non-leadership role. Okay? Period. The end. We are not in the business of just sponsoring for numbers. Okay? But we are in the business of helping people, help them reach their goals and help them reach success. Okay? So, it's not about you. I don't even think about myself a lot of the time. That's just who I am as a person. So, what did I do? I strategically dug into my downline and identified leaders. I identified the people that were working. I identified the people who are having that consistent high PRV. I identified those people who are constantly sponsoring. And I identified those people who are looking for those promotions. Okay? Those people who are working those 3 legs of success want it. Why am I going to waste my time on pouring into somebody and, giving all of my extra energy and time and pouring into them if they don't want it for themselves? I dug into my downline in my workstation. If you don't know how to do that, you go to workstation, go to your reporting tab, go to start downline report and double click. You can double click with the PRV, double click with the GWV, double click with the new recruits. Okay. If you don't know what that is, that's for a whole nother training day. And I'm pretty sure there's tons of stuff you can find on YouTube, but dig into your downline and identify those people who are working. Those are the people you want to spend your time with. Those are the people who are going to listen to you, who are going to soak up all of the information. And that's what I did differently. I dug into my downline and I coached the people who wanted to work. And a ton of you guys are on here right now. A ton of you guys are hitting star director and superstar consultant and star consultant, okay? Doesn't matter if they're your frontline. If you see that their sponsor's not working with them, then you reach down and you work with them. You might want to give your frontline or somebody else a heads up and say, hey, do you mind if I reach out to this person? I see a lot of potential. Maybe they might listen to me a little differently. Identify those leaders. Frontline or not, they can be your downline, okay? You need to be focused on your team and your group, okay? When you hit director, you are going to have your team and your group are going to be the same. But once you start having first-gen directors, your TWV is going to change. Their team is going to pull out of your TWV. So TWV is team wholesale volume. And so you're constantly having to rebuild your team. You're constantly having to recruit. You are constantly having to rebuild, retrain, do all of that. You're ever going and building your team, okay? So you need to be focused heavy on your team and you need to be focused heavy on your group. You need to be their biggest cheerleader. You're not their boss. We're not in the business of telling people how to work their business. If people want to work their business, they're going to work their business. If they don't want to work their business, they're not going to work their business. But the biggest shift, you're not going to focus on the people who don't want it. Don't waste your energy on it. I changed that last year. There's a lot of things I had to bless and relieve. I can want it so much for somebody because I know how much of a blessing it is. But if somebody doesn't want it for themselves, they're not going to want it. Maybe they will down the road and you can talk to them at a different point in time and you can train them and coach them then. But if they don't want it, move on to the ones who do. Pour your energy into the people who are going to listen to you, who are going to soak it all up and focus on rebuilding and growing consistently to find those people. Okay? All right. Also, along that lines of it's not about me. You're building intentional relationships. You're focusing on learning who people are and talking to them on a daily basis, weekly basis. Are your team pages thriving? If you are a lead or above, you should have your own team page on Facebook. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how small your team is. You're still a leader. Go ahead and start that culture from the very beginning and make it what you want it to be when you do hit director and you do hit star director and you do hit superstar director. Okay? Number 2, I led from the front. If you heard my PRV when I was talking about last year, I did not consistently hit 2,000 PRV a month. That was probably one of the dumbest things that I have ever done as a leader, is preach to you guys 2 by 2 by 2, 2,000 PRV a month, 2 recruits a month average, and do that for 2 years and you'll find success. I wasn't doing 2,000 PRV consistently. Do it. Lead from the front. You cannot tell your team to do something if you're not doing it. That goes back to numbers not lying. You need to be doing what you want your team to do. Are you working the 3 legs of success consistently? Day in and out, week in and out, month after month after month. If you're not working the 3 legs of success and you're not doing that consistently, you're not leading from the front. You cannot expect a booming Scentsy business. You can't expect hyper growth. You can't expect growth, period, if you're not doing what you want your team to do. If you're not practicing what you preach, you need to. That's something that I changed, okay? Number 3, you need to show up. I cannot express this enough. You need to show up. That's something that I've always done. I did change it a little bit with the social media aspect. Are you showing up for trainings? Are you showing up for leadership calls that Chloe does? Are you showing up for group meetings that I do? Are you showing up for events? Did you attend World Tour? If you did it at your own house, did you post about it? Are you signed up for Cincy Family Reunion? Are you doing the things you want your team to do? Are you pouring into yourself? You need to consistently be pouring into yourself, because guess what? Cincy's ever changing. It's constantly moving and grooving with what society is, implementing at the time. Okay? Are you constantly learning? You need to show up. Your team is watching you. You might not think that they're watching you, but your team is watching you. If you're not showing up for trainings on Zoom or wherever, your team isn't going to show up. They're going to think that you don't think it's important, so therefore they're not going to do it. Point blank, period. I had to reevaluate that and think like, okay, well, yeah, I need to put my big girl panties on and I need to just do it. They're watching you. Whether you think so or not, they are, I promise you right now. Okay? So what I really changed with the show up, are you showing up on social media? Are you at least one time a day in your story or on your grid or your timeline? Are you posting about Cincy? Are you sharing Cincy at least one time a day? If you're not doing that right now, I challenge you in one way, shape, or form, share Cincy. I'm not saying post something and be like, this beautiful warmer is $35. No. Do a quick little video. Do a little reel about your space. I don't care. Put a little song with it. The reel challenge. If you've been doing the reel challenge, you know that those reels are real. They have a lot of views. Okay? Number 4, I am constantly learning. Constantly learning. I am training myself. I am pouring in. I'm getting new information poured into myself. Okay? I am watching trainings. I am collaborating with leaders. Collaboration is very powerful because you don't know it all. I don't know it all. You need to be constantly learning and growing and adapting and doing all of those things. Okay? You have to do that. Another thing, are you doing what successful people do? I've already said this a million times. You need to do what the successful people do. Period. Point blank. Don't reinvent the wheel, but make it your own. Okay? Do what successful people do. Stop trying to make this a big, huge thing. If you're working the 3 legs of success and you're doing it consistently and you're watching what successful people are doing and you're tweaking it and you're making it your own, you're going to be successful. The end. Okay? So for example, with constantly learning and adapting and overcoming and learning how to do things, last year, I had no idea how to do a successful Facebook party. When the world shut down, I had no idea because I was a home party person. I completely learned how to do Facebook parties by watching YouTube videos and watching other leaders teach how to do it. Didn't know how to do Visly. I coached myself and taught myself how to do that by looking at YouTube videos and reaching out to friends to figure out what they were doing. I didn't know how to do Reels until I started Googling stuff and then pressing buttons on Instagram. You have to constantly be learning. Y'all, I'm 30 years old. I'm like, to my students, I'm not hip anymore or cool. I'm reminded that on a daily basis. I have to consistently learn what is, I'm not like in the trends right now. I have to constantly learn what it is that is going on at the time. Okay? Instagram keeps coming out with all these things. The stories came out with the stuff and the reels now and all that. But don't tell yourself you don't know how to do technology and you don't know how to do stuff. If you are not looking YouTube, there's plenty of things on there. Learn how to do it. Okay? Number 5. This is kind of going along with what I said before, but I stopped focusing on the ones that don't want it. That is probably one of the biggest things that I did. Stop worrying and pouring your energy into somebody who is just going to give you excuses. You can love those people from afar, but in your Scentsy business, it's not going to happen. It's going to drain you and it's going to make you feel like a failure. Guess what? It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them not wanting it for themselves. So let it go. Work with the people who want it. If those people really want it, they will come right back around when they're ready. But you cannot force somebody to want it like you want it for them. I remember my 7th grade English language arts teacher. He said, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. It's exactly true. Okay? Don't worry about pouring into people who are going to do nothing but give you excuses. It's going to drain you. It's going to make you very frustrated. And just don't do it to yourself. Okay? Bless and release. Let them do them. You focus on digging into your downline, identifying those leaders, and working with the people who want it. Okay. Number 6. This is a good one. I stopped wondering why people were successful and started realizing and believing in myself that I could be just as successful as them. Stop looking at people that are at the top of the company and saying, gosh, I wish I could be them. I wish that I could be a superstar director. I wish that I could hit director. I wish that my name was shouted out on there. I wish that, stop wishing. You need to know that you can do it. You can be just as successful. But you have to know that you have to work. Those people that you're seeing, that you're like, gosh, I wish I could I just wish it came as easy to me as them. It didn't come easy to them. I promise you that, because I'm friends with a lot of the people that all of us look up to. It didn't come easy. What work are they putting in behind closed doors that they're not putting on social media? What conversations are they having daily? What parties are they having? What are they doing to be successful? Stop wishing and start working. You can do hard things. You guys listen to me all the time. I say do it scared, and I mean it. If it doesn't scare you, it's not going to change you. If having conversations with people and getting ignored and hearing no does not scare you, then you are a magician. Because it terrifies me still. And I'm like, well, I got ignored again. Well, okay, well, I'm just going to reach out. Well, maybe I shouldn't reach out because they ignored me last time. Still reach out. Okay? Stop wishing for success and start working for it. Because it does not come easy to anybody. Especially in this business. You don't accidentally become a director, star director, and superstar director. Okay? Know that, believe it, because it's true. These people work hard. And that's what I had to realize, that it didn't come easy to them. They just show up all of the time. They're always doing stuff. They're always working. They're always spoiling their customers. They're always partying. They're always having conversations. They're always recruiting. They're always shouting people out. It goes back to doing what successful people are doing. You can do it, but you have to put in the work. Okay? Number 7, do you have business hours and do you implement them? That's something that I really put into place. And it goes back to the bigger it gets, the more Facebook messages you're going to get that are outrageously times of the day. Okay? Are you protecting your peace? Are you opening that and responding right away? Don't do it. Don't do it. If it is a question about something that is on Workstation, you need to wait till you respond, because I guarantee you they're going to find it on Workstation or they're going to find it somewhere else. Okay? Protect your business hours. If you don't have business hours, you need to go ahead and put them into place. Okay? Mine are kind of weird because work is weird, all that. But everybody knows that if they get up with me between like 7 through like 7 p.m. to like 7 in the morning, I'm not going to answer because I'm sleeping more than likely. I'm spending time with my husband. Okay? Protect your space, protect your peace, and protect your business hours. You are a business owner. You are an independent Scentsy consultant. Your customers are different, but your team can figure it out on their own. Something that Katie Lassiter has always said, is that there is never a Scentsy emergency. Okay? So, does your team know when not to contact you? If they don't, you need to make business hours. Okay? Number 8, I have my goals and my dreams in front of my face. Here's my desktop. They're right there. This is something I've always done. It keeps your deep-rooted why in perspective. Are they in front of your face? If they're not in front of your face, you need to go ahead and type them up or write them down or do something and paste them on the wall. Mine are literally taped on the wall. You need to have your goals and your dreams in front of your face every single day. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing Scentsy? Why did you decide that Scentsy was going to be the avenue to change your circumstances in your life? When I realized that my dreams were starting to happen and I was able to start checking them off, that's when it got really real. That this is what Scentsy is. That when I said, I wish I could do that, I wish that I could be like them, it started happening because guess what? I was working my business and I had my dreams in front of my face. And there's power in being able to check something off or cross it out when you accomplish it. All right. Number 9, your team has to trust you and your group has to trust you. This is a very big thing. If you are not a genuine person and you are not a genuine leader and you're not real, they're not going to trust you. If you're not pouring into them, even if you just rolled out of bed and you're like, I'm so proud of you guys all, whatever. If you're just showing up whenever everything's just rainbows and butterflies, your team is going to see right through that. If you're only posting in your team page and your group page whenever you want something from your team, like hitting a promotion or when I need to hit a goal, that's just bad. It's not about you. It's about your team. It's about your group. It's about people. We are in the business of blessing lives. It's not about you, and it's not about your promotion, and it's not about any of that. It is about helping people change their lives along the way. You have to create trust, and you have to be a genuine person, and you have to be a likable person. Now, I'm not saying that you need to lead with like rainbows and butterflies. You can give the hard truth, but you need to be kind about it. Okay? You need to create that atmosphere, that positive atmosphere, that they know, that anybody on your team knows that they can post in that group page anytime and they're not going to be judged. You need to create that atmosphere that it does not matter if you're having a really bad day or you're having a really great day. It doesn't matter because you're still showing up for your team. The biggest thing that I changed is making sure that I'm posting in my team page at least once a day. And I've really heavily focused on doing the same for you guys in this leadership page, of constantly pouring into you guys because you guys deserve it. Okay, there might be some off days that I'm having where I just don't happen to post that day, but then I start fresh the next day. You have to build that relationship and that trusting atmosphere. Okay? And number 10, I started being myself. I stopped trying to be like other leaders. I stopped trying to do what, Chloe or Ray Ray or Katie or Chastity or what any of the other superstar directors are doing. I stopped trying to be like them and I started making things my own. I was taking some things, that they, systems that they put into place, but I was making them my own and teaching you guys on my own. I wasn't just taking trainings from other leaders and posting them in the pages. When I can go live and talk to you guys about what's going on and train you guys. Okay? I started being myself. Now, those are the things that have worked for me. With this past year, this extreme hyper growth, all of those things. And I'm not saying by any means that take all those 10 things and you're going to become a superstar director. I'm not saying that. Everybody works their business differently, but those are the things that I have found success in. Okay? There's a lot of, and I say this all the time, there's a lot of validity in listening to somebody who is training, or looking up to somebody who is doing what you want to do, doing the successful things, and they're doing it consistently, and they're doing it from what looks like with ease. Okay? This business is not easy. I'm not saying that by any means, but this business is so worth it. If you have not experienced that yet, you will. This business is life-changing. This business has changed my life. It will be the reason that I leave teaching. Not there yet, but it will be. I've already written it on my goal board. It will be the reason that my future child, I'm not pregnant. I'm drinking wine. No shock. It will be the reason that my child, Lord willing, is able to live a life of ease. That they're going to be able to, I'm not going to have to say no to everything, just like how I grew up. Okay? Because my parents worked very hard. I am not pregnant. I'm so sorry. I'm not pregnant. Not pregnant. But this business is life-changing. We would not have our house right now if it wasn't for Scentsy. Told you guys that a lot before, okay? Success is found in the consistency. Success is found in the days when you don't want to show up and you show up anyways. The days where you look at a package and you're like, oh my gosh, if I have to label one more Scentsy bar, I'm going to scream. But you do it anyways. The days where you're like, I don't want to have joint conversations. I'm tired of being ignored. I'm tired of being told no. But you do it anyways. You show up and you do it anyways. Those times where you have a training that you need to be on that you're presenting, or the time where you, another person's doing a leadership call and you don't want to get on, but guess what? You show up anyways because you know your team's going to look through who is watching that to see if you're on. This entire notebook is really cool. I'm going to get another one so I can finish it up, but This entire notebook is different notes of Zoom trainings that I have been on, of leadership calls that I've done for you guys, so that I'm able to look back and reflect. Might be the teacher in me. I'm able to look back and reflect and say, okay, well, what didn't work, what did work, and what was I doing then, and how, this is how I was able to make this list for you guys. What did I start implementing that was different? Because I started writing in this time last year. Show up for yourself, show up for your team, and watch your life change. Watch your Scentsy business change. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is work those 3 legs of success consistently. PRV, are you partying? Sponsoring, are you sponsoring consistently? Coaching, are you leading your girls to success or your guys to success? And are you taking care of yourself? Self-care. If you're doing all of this consistently and it's not showing up for you right now, then you're in the harvest. But guess what? It's going to show up. If it's not working right now, it's going to show up in the fall. If you're working real hard in the fall and you're not seeing it, it's going to show up right now next year. Okay? Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it because you're worth it. And if you're a leader and you're like, Amber, I don't even know why I'm even listening to you right now, then that's fine. It's not for everybody. But if you choose Scentsy to be that for you, it will change your life. It will 110% absolutely change your life. And I don't say that with, a light. That's not like a, oh, it's going to change your life and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying that because I mean it. Because the things that I have today and the things that I'm able to do today would not be possible if it was not for Scentsy. Scentsy has changed my life. Scentsy has changed mine and my husband's life. And it continues to do it every single day. So with that being said, I love you guys dearly. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for listening. Leave a comment if you have anything that you want to share with me. I would love to hear success with you guys. And I love y'all so much. God bless. And I will talk to you later. Bye.